Welcome in. Welcome to the Tez Down. This is our military special, our Veterans Day special today. How's everybody doing? It is good to see you. As you guys can see, I got on some old threads. I like my old threads. I don't know about y'all, but I think I still look good. I can still fit this jacket. That's because I go to the gym. That's the only reason why, y'all. I go to the gym, I can still fit my jacket, and I still feel special because of it. So, how's everybody doing today? You know, we got Passport Sco in the building. What's up, Passport Sco? How you feeling? It's good to see you. What's going on? We got Conversation Soft Rain in the building. Chat 333. Y'all are filing in. I like to see that today. It is gonna be a good day. It is gonna be a good day. I want to make sure that that everybody that comes in today lets you guys know that it is Veterans Day today, and we're gonna do a Veterans Day special. So I want you guys to lock in, say what's up. We do have a question of the day that was already given, so don't have to worry about that. I can throw in the question of the day as we get going. We're going to try to make today's show as concise as possible. That's what we're going to do. We're going to try to make sure that it's concise. We're going to try to make sure that it's good. I'm trying to get some things calibrated in here, guys, trying to get this thing taken care of. You know, we had a little bit of an awkward time to do the show today, so I don't imagine that everybody's going to come in. I did not post my link when I was supposed to, and that's probably going to cost me today, to be honest. So we're gonna try to make sure that it's going to be good. But I wish I was able to get that done, but I had some technical difficulties a little bit earlier, and that's why. So we're gonna try to get there. We're gonna try to make it happen. Anybody that's has veterans in their family, I think you guys will truly understand that it is special. It's not about the government. It's not about anything. It's not about any type of weird, oppression or nothing like that. This is strictly about the military and strictly about the members of the military and the people that have sacrificed their time and their lives to keep you safe. That is all. That is all. That is all this is about today. We're not going to dive into the politics of certain things. We're going to listen to some people from the past, and we're going to try to make sure that the people from the past that we are listening to, that they're able to tell their story. We're going to give them the space to tell their story, and we're going to make sure that their story is their story and not just ours. So I want to say thank you. I'm trying to give y'all a minute before I get going. But let's get going. Let's make it happen, Captain. You know what I'm saying? He said, "What's up, Rain?" She said she posted it on the Society IG story. Thank you, Rain, for that. I appreciate you. It's been a long morning for me, as you can imagine. I've had lots of people call in. I've had family members call in. I've had friends call in. I've just been trying to get things done. I've been trying to make it happen the right way, and we're gonna get it going. We're gonna hear some stories. You guys are probably gonna see some things you probably haven't seen yet. I really do hope so. I really do hope you guys see some things you haven't seen yet. And if you haven't, let's talk about it. Let's get going. We're not gonna wait for people today. No, we're not. We're not gonna wait for people today. No, we're not. Hopefully they start to file in, and hopefully they start to file in. I would hope so. I'm gonna try to give them another minute or two to get in here. I'm gonna try to give them another minute or two to get in here. If they don't, they don't. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But we're gonna make it happen, Captain. We're gonna get going. Let's get going. Let's get going. Let's make it happen. Let's do it right. Let's do it right now. Let's go. Start with our first one today. Celebrating Veterans Day.
We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. We need
In a quiet commemoration of an historic day of peace. In an age that threatens the survival of freedom, we join together to honor those who made our freedom possible. We recall on this occasion and on every other moment when we are faced with great responsibilities, the contribution and the sacrifice which so many men and their families have made in order to permit this country to now occupy its present position of responsibility and freedom, and in order to permit us to gather here together.
Hostilities exist. There is no blinking at the fact that our people, our territory, and our interests are in grave danger. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph.
There's no argument over the choice between peace and war, but there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second: surrender. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay. There is a point beyond which they must not advance.
Weakness, after all, is a temptation, but strength is a declaration that cannot be misunderstood. Strength is a condition that declares actions have consequences. Strength is a prudent warning to the belligerent that aggression need not go unanswered.
Guys, let me tell y'all, that was a very powerful video, in my opinion. And that was a very powerful video, in my opinion. And I want to say that there are so many people who have laid their lives down for others in this country that we live in. There are so many people that have done what they believe they were doing to protect the people of this nation. And there are people in other countries who have done the same. So veterans, especially the veterans of America, we say thank you. We make it happen. And, all of the people that I enlisted with, I want to say that we all had a common goal, and that was to not just further our own aspirations, but to also make sure that our country was safe and that our friends and family were safe, that our children were safe. And we continue to do it. I have many, 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 many members of the military in my family. I am really happy to say that I'm proud of them. Yeah, you like it, don't you, Souls? Yeah. Souls in here, yo. Yeah, I love this jacket. I do. I don't wear it often anymore because I don't want to really damage it too much. But it's probably one of my favorite ones to have. I do like to bring it out on the special occasions like today. I do. Souls is like, yeah. Souls recognize it. I can still fit it. I can still fit the pants. I can even still fit them little booty shorts. I can still fit those shorts. Do I wear them? No. I have an old school PT shirt somewhere. The gray with the navy letters. I still have one of those somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. I even got a couple of the workout hats too. Like I said, I just don't know where they're at. I don't know where they're at. So if I could figure out where they were, then I could I would let you guys know, but I don't know where it's at. So nobody try to go ahead and tell me that. I will try to figure this out at some point, maybe in the near future, but don't hold me to it, okay? Do not hold me to it. Don't hold me to it one bit. In the next part of the show, we're going to be checking in on some black, I call them black, not just African American, but black military veterans who fought in the Vietnam War and what their perspective was. So that's going to be our first part of the show today. Let's get into it.
When it came,
we got one for that. That's later. We're going to do this one first.
No more than 5,
or else the riot squad is going to come, and they want to know, you know, this happened before. We got names, we got places too, it's all official, we know. But the people in the States don't know this. And the way we see it is that they get us over here away from home, and then misuse us because we can't get back home. On this rock, we can't do nothing.
Dashiki, when we first got here on the rock, we all go out in Dashiki. Spent our money for and all this good stuff. And when they saw so many brothers styling their dashikis, they decided, well, boom, we all put a stop to this. We put they can't wear the dashikis without a collar to it. And so boom. And being black as we are, we don't want to style our Afro clothes with no collar because it don't belong, you know, there's supposed to be a collar to it.
Yeah, man. Look here. The point to that is, we know black culture, you know. We are the black people. So how is somebody going to tell us how we supposed to wear our clothes, you know? This is what this is what we're talking about. They don't want us to get a power with nothing but a greasy. That's all. We can't wear our bracelets in the movie.
Y'all see how smooth them brothers was? Y'all see how smooth them brothers was? Them brothers are smooth with it, man. I love seeing stuff like this.
I know. It's illegal, they say. It's against regulation. They come down hard. All right, if you don't take it off before you come in the theater, you don't get in the theater. You know, this is the way they do this time. They said the Afro was legal. Am I right or wrong? That's what they said. It was legal. We just bought an Afro. All right, this man, there's a lot of brothers say this man here's got an Afro. This is an Afro right here. It's somewhat of an Afro. It's not big, no. But they want us to wear skin head. What they call it? It's not my culture. Am I right or wrong? They come over here. They get, all right, a Vietnamese girl. She called me a nigga. A nigga, Vietnamese girl. I know it's not part of their language. Ain't nobody tell me it's part of their language. But I'm gonna go over here. But you know that. See, we go over here. We fight. Okay, we fight to defend the water we drink, the land we grow our food on, and our way of culture. We also fight to protect Rockefeller's foundation. We fight to protect J.P. Kennedy's foundation. All these different kind of foundations that the black man can't partake of. You understand? And then we go back. We're continuously harassed. It's not necessary. This ain't what we heard. This is what we know. See, we've seen it from the bird's eye point of view. We are the people here now. See? We see it now. This ain't what we heard. You know.
Now, just like you said, these are young people don't know how to where the word nigga came from or nothing. They have to learn how to speak it. You go out there in that Ville. The first time I come over here, I goes out in the Ville. I go into one of these places, and I'm thrown out because I'm black, you know? Because I'm black. They don't like us. They say, we start trouble. Now, who to put this stuff in their mind? You know what I mean? The bees came over here and brainwashed these people. We get out here and try to do our thing, and they want to downrate us because we're black. Because the bees came over here and told them that we ain't nothing but trouble. Because we got a strong rapper and they scared we're going to take the women away.
But wait a minute, let me tell you something about down south. Let's say downtown in July this year right here, when the so-called beef, this is what we call them because they act savage and barbarous like animals. They pulled M16s on us. We had a USO show on the 4th of July, okay? The people, it was a soul show, people might say, because most of the songs were black, okay? Because of this coming from the club where they had the USO show at, we come in contact with all these beefs with M16 rifles and whatnot, pointing at us, threatening to kill us. All right, well, this was reported to the proper authorities. The officer of the day, he didn't do anything. What did he say? Go hit the rat. A man that was in the opposing group, he threw a jar of cheese at the major. Nothing was done about that. But then again, when some of the brothers went and got their guns, you know, was going to get their smoke holes and use. This is self-defense. Everybody come down on them. If I ever hear you go and lock and load your weapon again, I'm going to lock you up. You'll be in jail for now. This kind of thing. You know, some more brothers know some more incidents. We don't get a better shot. All right, what I say now might even incriminate me because what they'll hear, what they'll recheck about, what's been said on this program, whatever it is, you know, okay, it's all going to come back. It's all going to come back. All right, the brothers, if they resist, let's say I want everybody to have haircuts. This is what the CEO or somebody say. Saturday, we will have haircuts. Come haircut time, if the brothers go out and line up their coat real nice, it's looking good, it's neat, and it's presentable. This is all that's necessary. But it's not by Marine Corps regulations. Which when the regulations were written, we want in mind anyway. This is what we feel about that. They may be moving to get things together. But why should I wait for them to move and get something together for something that I should already rate? See, this is the way we feel about it.
And we've been stripped of our culture and everything.
And they don't want us to pick it back up. See, they tell us for all these years.
What really belongs to us. Our culture, our heritage, they don't want us to regain it.
Look here, our brother don't worry. Because if one brother ain't got it, then ain't none of the brothers got it. If one of them is got it, then all of them got it. This way it's been and this way it's going to be. So if one of us ain't got freedom, ain't none of us got freedom.
Koza Four Corners, a 1 square mile section of the northern tip of Okinawa that is strictly a black thing. No white GI and country western music, just black soul.
Wanna play hide and seek with love, let me remind you. Loving you gonna be enough time to take the time to now. Little agree, I push it on. Look out, baby, but here I go.
I don't think no black man should really be, drafted into the service. I should think it really should be a voluntary basis for a black man. If he feels enough himself that he should want to go fight for this country, he should be allowed to. But for us to draft every black man, send him off to Vietnam, he go out there and fight, get shot at the end until he come back to the state. They can't buy a house in Cicero, Chicago somewhere. You know what I mean? So what's the point? What's the point of going fight? As far as on Okinawa here, I don't think they really try to cater to the black man. It's really, and it's hard to get something for yourself in the military because it's geared for dissent. You know, if you dissent, you lose. You know, either fall in line or you die. Okay, so you almost have to accept the way it is. And if you're trying to bring about a change, you best know what you're doing because they will mess you around. You'll be facing a court martial before you can know it. You know. What happened was they were having country and western on every Saturday, and it wasn't having any soul at all in the Army clubs. So I think it was a mutual feeling among all black people in the United States Army and the medical center. So why the fuck should we have to put up with country and western night without having any soul at all? So we decided to attend, country and western one night, and we did. And what it brought on was MP cars and chaos and arresting and checking for your pass and checking for your qualifications and so forth to be in the club. If things of this nature go, it's our club too. And why the hell should anybody come around and see us? Just because we come to the club one night. And through this, we got to see General Lampert, and we told him the problems in the medical center as far as racial prejudice and so forth went. And he said that as far as the soul night was concerned and the wearing of afros being interpretation through all NCOs and not just the top-ranking officers and top-ranking NCOs, it should be spread out among all NCOs. And what has happened is I'm leaving the island tomorrow. My regular duros is December the 12th. I have a 20-day drop, and I have about 3 or 4 sets of orders telling me when to leave and when not to leave. And it's not me. It's everyone. It's not the problem. The problem not only exists in the medical center. The problem is just all over Okinawa. The problem is, if you want to be black, then you have to fight the problem. You have to fight. You can't make with so much promotion, especially if you're a 2 or 3 year man coming into service and going out. You're not trying to come into service and make it a career. You're trying to do your job to your country and go back and do your thing. But the problem that you meet is probably they want you to be some kind of little white Negro. Fall into their standards, take second-class standards like cutting all your fucking hair off or, being a half man. But certain things are natural to you. And certain things you accept without any doubt. If I have to cut my hair, then damn it, everybody else will have to cut theirs too. A guy can wear a cowboy, get up into all the clubs. He can get his tall hat on, the fringes and the boots and everything, and walk in the club. It's not one word said. Just let a man put on the dashiki and the whole club, and Joe Lamp and everybody else will hear about it. Because he's broken all the regulations. See, they're not trying to make an exception for you in any way possible. They ignore you in a sense. We got to fight a military machine right now.
I will say, we have come a long way. We have come a long way. We still got a long way to go, but we have come a long way with our people. We have come a long way with our service. And today is a day where we honor these people who put in their time, who put in their effort, who protected the country, and that includes even in those times of Vietnam and, racial injustice, that they were still willing to get out there and do their best and put their best out there. And I just got to say, thank you. I say thank you to all those old guys who are watching. If you guys are watching, thank you to my forefathers. Thank you to family members that came before me and those that will come after. And, all the brothers in arms that there are, thank you so much. Thank you. It is Veterans Day, and we are appreciating the veterans today. It's not politics today. We can talk about some things that are political, but this is about the veterans, all of them, straight up. That's right, Uncle Plug. Uncle Plug, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing, Uncle Plug? I gotta say, these brothers, they had to do it a lot. Not just going to war, but you're in a war, but you also feel like you're the enemy too. That's a really rough way to go through life. I'm sure of it. That's a really rough way to go through life, is to feel like you're the enemy while also having to fight the enemy. That actually is a very good segue to our next segment of the show today. Today we're going to talk about an American hero or a martyr. There was a man in the NFL by the name of Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman decided that while America was in conflict, that he was going to leave the NFL and go to fight in this conflict. Well, tragically, Pat Tillman lost his life. Today, we're going to find out some details about it, maybe that you guys didn't know about. Every year during Military Appreciation Veterans Day as well, the NFL honors Pat Tillman and his contributions to the sovereignty of the United States of America and his enlistment into the military. So we're going to watch the Pat Tillman story today, and we're going to comment on it and talk about it. And then you guys, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. I hope you guys are having a good day today. I'm doing my best. I know the show is a little bit different than it normally is, but that's why on the bottom of the show, it says Veterans Day Special. We're going to honor today. Let's go. before we do, let me y'all recognize this guy right here? Y'all recognize this guy right here? That is a young, very young me. That is a very young me. That is a very young me. That is a very young me. Oh my. Oh me, oh my. That is a very young Tez Down. Yes, it is. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Yeah. Really, that was so. These two are on my swearing in days. The top two, just the lives that we have lived. We have definitely lived a life, and it ain't over yet. So let me go ahead and get my face up out of here. I had to go ahead and throw that one up there. No shame in the game, none at all. Let's go for the Pat Tillman story. It is that time.
When the United States went to war in both World War II and Korea, many famous celebrities, such as actors and athletes, answered the call. Myths such as Clark Gable, James M. Stewart, Joe DiMaggio, and even British film stars such as Sir David Niven enlisted. After Korea and during Vietnam, this did not happen, and very few celebrities joined the military to serve. But we did have actress Martha Raye and American football player Robert Patrick Rocky Bleier serve in uniform. After the terrorist attacks on 9/11, football star player Pat Tillman decided to enlist in the U.S. Army. As he said during an NBC News interview, quote, "My great-grandfather was at Pearl Harbor, and a lot of my family has fought in wars, and I really haven't done a damn thing as far as laying myself on the line like that." During war, tragedies always occur at some point. However, what is not expected is a deep political cover-up to protect the institution without anyone being held accountable. Who was the real Pat Tillman? Was he murdered in the combat zone? What really happened? Why did the Army try and cover up the facts surrounding his death? Hello, I'm Colin Heaton, former history professor, Army and Marine Corps veteran, and welcome to this episode of Forgotten History. Patrick Daniel Tillman was born on November 6, 1976 in San Jose, California, and was the oldest of three brothers. Tillman was a natural athlete, leading his high school football team to the Central Coast Division I football championship. He was then offered a scholarship to Arizona State University. Tillman was named Most Valuable Player of the Year in 1997, which saw the professional team, Arizona Cardinals, draft him into the NFL the following year. Tillman was a starting player, and he broke the team record for the most tackles 2 years later. After the terrorist attacks on 9/11, Tillman decided to enlist in the U.S. Army. Tillman made headlines with that decision when he turned down a $3.6 million three-year contract with the Cardinals and enlisted with his brother Kevin in May 2002. Pat and his brother Kevin, who was 14 months younger, both attended airborne and ranger schools and assigned to the 2nd Battalion of the 75th Ranger Regiment based in Fort Lewis, Washington, and both were deployed to Iraq in 2003. Their unit was part of a standby backup team during the April 1, 2003 rescue of PFC Jessica Lynch, a prisoner of war who was wounded in an ambush on her vehicle convoy and was under care in an Iraqi hospital. Lynch's actual disposition was intentionally misrepresented to the public by the U.S. military. Tillman noticed the disparity with the actual war in Iraq and how it was presented by the national media, and he also saw how the government and media distorted and even sensationalized the Jessica Lynch story. The Army had problems with giving proper information, and it started with Jessica Lynch, as reported. While the military portrayed Lynch as being in extreme danger, she had actually been taken care of by Iraqi doctors in a hospital. Lynch herself would later blast the national press for nurturing a skewed narrative before the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform in 2007. On April 22, 2004, Tillman's platoon of 40 soldiers was on deployment in eastern Afghanistan's Khost province near the border with Pakistan. Loaded on Humvees, the platoon was divided into two teams, a command decision that was not welcomed by the ground commander and unit leaders. Tillman's group was to patrol in their vehicles into a steep elevated canyon, while his brother Kevin was in the other group and took a different route, transporting a disabled Humvee. Their mission was to arrive by dawn the next day at the nearby village and search for enemy fighters and weapons. Tillman's first convoy was not informed that the second had been rerouted to follow them up the same trail, rather than taking the original parallel route, moving slowly due to towing the disabled vehicle. Tillman's group safely emerged from the canyon when they heard gunfire. Tillman, accompanied by platoon mate Brian O'Neill and allied Afghan militiaman Syed Farhad, then took a position on a ridge, looking back toward the canyon they emerged from and the sounds of the gunfight. Farhad was 10 feet ahead of Tillman, carrying his familiar AK-47 assault rifle. Tragically, the Rangers in the second convoy soon reportedly emerged from a firefight in the canyon. But looking into the setting sun, they fired toward the ridge when they saw an Afghan, actually it was Farhad, firing his AK-47 in their general direction. He was apparently engaging targets over their heads, the very enemies who had fired at them. Tillman then shouted and threw a smoke grenade to signal his comrades to stop firing, but he and Farhad were both killed by the second group of Rangers. Most of the Rangers knew almost immediately what caused his death, but were told not to discuss it, a standard requirement pending an investigation, and told not to even tell Kevin, his brother, who was at the back of the second convoy and didn't see how his brother had died. But this is only the beginning of the controversy. The bad public relations tragedy was the last thing the Army needed, and they would later mislead the Tillman family and the world. His family and the American public were told that Tillman had bravely hustled up a hill to force the enemy to withdraw, saving dozens of his comrades in the process. Tillman was quickly declared a hero. On April 28, 2004, the military's Joint Special Operations Commander, then Brigadier General Stanley McChrystal, approved awarding the Silver Star posthumously for Tillman's heroism. The citation said Tillman died under devastating enemy fire. While top-ranking officers were saying that he should receive the Silver Star and the Purple Heart, natural when someone is wounded or killed in action. And Tillman was soon honored at a nationally televised memorial service on May 3, 2003. There, Senator John McCain, a war veteran himself, delivered Tillman's eulogy. Indeed, John Krakauer's Tillman biography, Where Men Win Glory, revealed that Tillman told a friend after enlisting, "I don't want them to parade me through the streets if I die." Tragically, the government had done just that, and the fact that it was based on a false story made the situation even worse. But why the great cover-up of the real stories regarding Jessica Lynch and Pat Tillman? One theory was that the military was going to look very bad very soon because the truth, testimonies, and photos of the torture of captured enemy fighters at the Abu Ghraib prison were about to become public knowledge. During the lead-up to the 2004 election, Tillman was rumored to be planning to go public with his opposition to the invasion of Iraq and President Bush. He may have even planned to express these views in a televised meeting with Noam Chomsky, but this meeting never happened, and there's no concrete evidence that it was even planned. But Tillman was clearly disillusioned with the war and started to speak out about this just before he was shot by his own men. But instead of being honest about Pat Tillman's death and the events leading up to it, the Army transformed him into an unwitting advocate for the war on terror. Was General McChrystal behind the cover-up? He was not sure of any friendly fire incident, but he apparently suspected that it may be the case. He later told Pentagon investigators that he sent a high-priority P4, or Personal 4, memo notifying top-ranking military officials that they and President George W. Bush should avoid using similar language in public announcements.
So far, as we've gotten through this, we have come to see that there are some vague inconsistencies with how the death of Pat Tillman was handled by the government and the military and the media. I can honestly say that at the time, it seems like they made the right choice to laud him as a hero and not just someone who may or may not have had dissent. The last thing you really want to do in the middle of a war when you have a lot of people deployed is make more people upset or more people angry that they're even there, especially since they were volunteers. That's one thing that's very different about the Gulf Wars than Vietnam or even World War II. There was no draft. And because there was no draft, everyone there was a volunteer. Everyone decided that they wanted to be in the military and that they wanted to go when they were called. I didn't know Pat Tillman, and I haven't spoken to people who did know him, and I can't tell you what his position really was. So I feel like, yes, this is speculation, but it deserves to see the light of day because, in my opinion, yes, anyone who would give up the NFL to go defend their country is a hero, in my opinion. I also believe that heroes are dead, as is, the late Pat Tillman. So we will continue to watch a little bit more of his story. And then we're gonna move forward.
McChrystal said he suspected friendly fire several days before approving the medal. 9 days after Tillman's death, McChrystal was promoted to Major General, eventually reaching 4-star rank in 2009. But withholding the truth from the family was in direct violation of Army regulations. About a month after Tillman's death, the Army made a shocking announcement stating Tillman was killed by friendly fire. Well, they really had no choice by this time. As they took aim at him, he yelled, "I'm Pat effing Tillman," to halt their fire. Author John Krakauer reported that McChrystal was among several high-ranking generals, including General John Abizaid and Lieutenant General Philip Kinzinger, Jr., who were informed on the day of Tillman's death that he had been a victim of friendly fire. Investigators never pinned down McChrystal's precise role in allowing the false account to advance, nor was he disciplined. He and Abizaid both refused interviews. 4 investigations by the military laid out much of what happened. The first cited those involved for gross negligence for what was termed a likely friendly fire incident, highlighting the serious failures farther up the chain of command. While there, some of the soldiers who wanted to tell the truth were allegedly silenced. In April 2007, Specialist Brian O'Neill, the last person to see Tillman alive who was with him, testified that his superiors had warned him not to tell the media nor the Tillman family about the friendly fire. In July of 2007, the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform accused the President, George W. Bush, and his administration and the Pentagon of actively withholding documents on the death. The final investigation was completed in 2007 and recommended disciplinary action against 9 officers, including 4 generals. Yet many questions remained about those decisions, the obfuscation and the culpability, which forced Congress to become involved. During the 2007 congressional hearing, Kevin Tillman said, quote, "Through the amazing strength and perseverance of my mother, the most amazing woman on earth, our family has managed to have multiple investigations conducted. However, while each investigation gathered more information, the mountain of evidence was never used to arrive at an honest or even sensible conclusion." Another witness, of course, the aforementioned Specialist Brian O'Neill, who was with Tillman, testified before the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform that he was ordered not to tell them. The inconsistent stories, deception, and the scapegoating of his platoon mates, along with the military's lies,
I mean, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Getting killed or offed by friendly fire is one of the worst things because it's preventable. It's preventable. I will say we're going to play another video. We're going to play another video, and we're going to highlight not just the scandal. We're going to highlight some of the awesome things about Pat Tillman because I think that it's necessary to do. Rest in peace, Pat Tillman. As you guys can see, a lot of archetypes that are created when you have this type of mindset of giving it everything you've got. You can see where he would end up at. You can see why he would end up in the military conflict in the Gulf. You can see why he would voluntarily enlist and leave sports. You can see why. You know, he did plan on returning when he got done. Unfortunately, friendly fire took his life. Happy Veterans Day to the family of Pat Tillman and Pat Tillman. So in the next thing we're going to watch, a lot of people don't really know what war is like. A lot of people don't know what combat is like. They don't know what active deployment is like. I'm going to show you guys a video of some active combat and in a war zone, and take a minute to think about what these people have to endure. These people are everyday people like you and me. You know, walking down the street, you probably walk past veterans all day long without realizing it because they're in regular clothes, living regular lives. When you go to the grocery store, you probably see some veterans. When you go to the Jiffy Lube or any of the other oil change places, you probably see some veterans. Just about everywhere you go, veterans permeate society in this country. Just about everywhere you go. What's going on? What's going on? How you feeling today? What's going on? What's going on? So I want you guys to just take a moment and realize that veterans are everywhere. They're not mythical creatures. They're everywhere. Most of the time, you didn't even know they were veterans. There's no specific attitude that you're going to have if you are one. Everyone had a different experience. But the one thing that does matter is the teamwork and the cooperation that you have and you learn while you're there to get through conflicts and problems, have conflict resolution and problem solving. And you guys are going to see what it's like in the day of the life of a deployed combat veteran.
We're working right now in order to directing the fires onto that area right there. It looks like it's almost like it's a school. You have your Iraqi flag, correcting the Iraqi flag painted on. Well, disregard that. I know you're not going to see that, but it's got a large courtyard on the southern side of the road, 100 meters west. How copy? Go, open up. Shoot. Go. Ready? Go. Convict Lightning 4-1. Convict, this is Lightning 4-1. Moving our southern element of stadium. Including the western, look at stadium, the most western gun truck. It can be co-located with.
Okay, we're still taking fire from our western flank with an RPGs and small arms within 200 meters of our position. If you look on that road, we called it Connector earlier. That's going to be the most western border of the front lane. And I need you to scan west from there. No more than 200 meters is where we're getting engaged from. Right here? This is house 19. But I'm saying, you know, we finish here, but we can orient up and then get eyes on the enemy. You know. Building that's on fire. That was the source of our previous firefight that we just got into about a minute ago. If you can get eyes on that smoking building and start searching the area for sporters. Catfish fighter, dealer. Catfish 6, this is Lightning 4-1. Dealer 36, this is Lightning 4-1. Be advised, I know you know about the SEAL position that's located on the southwestern corner of zone 21. Just across the street on the south side of North Stadium, you have a squad-sized element that is on the rooftops, oriented left. Copy. Okay. Yeah, here's my plan. Sure. I'm going to move across the street here very shortly over here to the SEALs. Okay. And I'm going to get on that rooftop with them so that I can get eyes on to what they're shooting at. Okay. And then probably take it out with LMAV or rotors. Okay. So we'll figure one or the other out. Let me know when you need to move. I'll give you a call over UHF. Okay. Get across. Go, 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 go. Fire. Too far. Way too far. Let me just like that. Come down a little bit less. Come down. Nice. Down. All right, you need one a little bit longer. Oh, too close. Oh, wait. Oh, hey, Bravo. Hey, Toby. Sir. Right here. Okay. What are you saying, man? No. They just went down two of them like that on the balcony. Like this balcony that you can see right in between these two palm trees. Where's the sheep? Look at sheep down the fucking road.
Let it fly. Let it fly. Dropping the payload.
My name is Sergeant Morales, 1C. I'm from 5th Anglico. Currently stationed in Okinawa, but we are attached to 2nd Anglico, North Carolina, Camp Lejeune. Today we went into a raid, patrolling into the lab area. We took a detachment of Iraqi soldiers, 2 companies, also a couple of platoon of coalition forces consisted of Marines and Army soldiers. We went to the Malab area, clearing for Zone 15, and during our patrolling and our clearing of the area, we got engaged by enemy fire to our west. We tried to do our best to advance to the area so we could get a better look at the enemy and in order to engage them and do a proper show of force. We engaged the enemy with a small arm, also automatic weapons, and a couple of HE rounds from a 203 fire. Also, we implemented the use of CAS, combat air support, close air support, and we did a couple of shows of force, which were pretty effective in controlling the enemy that was engaging us from the west. Right after the show of force occurred, the enemy just fled and small fire ceased. We then proceeded to exfil the area through a couple of smokes. Also, we suppressed fire toward the west, while the coalition force and the Iraqi army could exfil back to our strong point near Fall Creek Door, where we do our operation from.
Welcome to TechVerse. Today, we're diving into the cutting edge of military innovation.
So you guys got
technologies that are pushing.
You guys got to see a little bit of what combat looks like, and man, it is nuts. Let's go hit that like button, y'all. We're a little short on the likes right now. We definitely are. In this next video, we're like I said, we're moving quick today, y'all. In this next video, we're going to talk about some of the technology that the military has been developing. This is probably going to be one of my most favorite sections of today This is technology that the military is developing. You guys can check and see what's going on and why a lot of people believe that the U.S. military is in a way invincible with the way that they spend money on technology and the things that might not be used for wide yet, but they do have them. So let's go and watch and see how functional some of these things are. And in the comments section, why don't you guys tell me what sticks out the most to you, or what blew your mind the most of technology that you may not have known existed?
The limits of what's possible on the battlefield. From AI-powered weaponry to next-gen defense systems, these advancements aren't just upgrades, they're game changers. Buckle up, because what you're about to see will redefine the future of warfare. The Nanosphere is a next-generation RF decoy system built to protect aircraft from incoming missile threats, whether launched from the ground or from other aircraft. First revealed at the Paris Air Show, this compact device can either enhance an aircraft's existing defense setup or work completely on its own. That versatility makes it suitable for both modern and older aircraft with minimal integration effort. Activation is straightforward. It can be deployed through a standard countermeasure dispenser. One standout feature: the Nanosphere weighs in at under 800 grams. At Eurosatory 2024, a major defense expo in France, a wide range of new tech was on display, including the Mavericks, an armored vehicle turning heads even in its prototype phase. It's already being dubbed the next big thing in troop transport and armored mobility. Powered by a 400 horsepower engine, the Mavericks can carry 10 personnel, including the driver and vehicle commander. Its rugged build allows it to navigate deep water up to 1.2 meters. The show model was equipped with a turret-mounted 25 mm cannon, but it's compatible with other weapon systems too. For protection, it can stop 14.5 ASIO 140 rounds from a distance of 200 meters. Simunition, a global leader in tactical training systems, continues to dominate the close quarters combat (CQC) training market. Their mission: maximum realism without live fire. They produce non-lethal training ammunition, firearm conversion kits, and full-body protective gear. Their 5.56 Luminum FX rounds deliver pinpoint accuracy up to 30 meters. Simunition also offers immersive training environments, including urban warfare, forest operations, and executive protection scenarios, making them a favorite among military and law enforcement agencies. The Venom launcher, initially developed for the U.S. Marine Corps, is a high-performance grenade launcher with a range reaching up to 1,700 meters. It supports multiple grenade types and comes in several variants. The Vita Threat 37 model, for example, features 30 barrels and...
Guys, for purposes, you have to understand that a mile is just about 1,500 meters. So the fact that it can shoot a grenade over a mile is nuts. It's nuts. Shooting a grenade over a mile? That's crazy. That is crazy.
Fires 38 mm rounds. There's also a multi-caliber variant for added versatility. The Venom system can be vehicle-mounted and is suitable for crowd control, warning shots, and riot situations. DITA, a state-of-the-art 155mm self-propelled artillery system, is engineered for maximum efficiency and mobility. Its advanced automation allows it to be operated by just 2 crew members, a driver and a commander. On paved roads, it can travel at speeds up to 90 km/h and off-road at 25 km/h. The DITA boasts an initial firing rate of 6 rounds per minute, settling into a sustained rate of 5. It carries 40 shells on board, each capable of striking targets up to 39 kilometers away. The SUG V3 of 10 is a versatile robotic platform designed to tackle both surveillance and mine-clearing tasks simultaneously. Don't let its small size fool you. This 13-kilogram robot packs serious functionality. It features a manipulator arm capable of lifting up to 10 kilograms, and it can effortlessly climb stairs. With a top speed of 10 kilometers per hour and 4 onboard color cameras, it's an ideal tool for military and disaster response operations. Operators control the unit using an Android tablet, and thanks to its intuitive interface, managing multiple robots at once feels a lot like playing a video game. When it came to securing the G7 summit in Germany from potential drone threats, Skywall Auto was up to the challenge. Designed with autonomous operation in mind, this system relies on AI-powered detection and targeting to intercept aerial threats. It uses non-lethal, reusable projectiles, some equipped with nets and parachutes, to safely capture drones without destroying them, allowing for post-capture analysis. Capable of engaging fast-moving targets flying up to 43 km/h, Skywall Auto only needs one operator to run the entire system efficiently. Next up is the Altius line, a family of precision-guided loitering munitions commonly referred to as suicide drones. The flagship 700M variant is equipped with a 15-kilogram explosive payload and delivers destructive power comparable to the AGM-114 Hellfire missile. Designed to neutralize a range of threats, from tanks to naval vessels, it boasts a striking range of up to 160 kilometers. Advanced onboard systems allow a single operator to coordinate several drones at once, even across varied mission profiles. Optical sighting systems are also evolving rapidly, and the T-3100C is a perfect example. Engineered for compatibility with both pistols and rifles, this optic includes a high-res OLED display at E1280 x 24 pixels. Users can fine-tune contrast, brightness, and color modes, and toggle between thermal and night vision views. Additional support for data cables, laser pointers, and remote controls makes this roughly 1 kilo device a highly adaptable tool, capable of running for up to 8 hours on a single charge. The same company is also innovating in underwater surveillance tech with their ASSL buoy. This passive sonar buoy can be dropped from aircraft flying at altitudes up to 520 meters and can descend to a depth of 150 meters. Once deployed, it can collect acoustic data for up to 8 hours using a wide frequency range, 5 to 2400 hertz, and 96 VHF radio channels. Meanwhile, competitors are making strides too. The Sonaflash system, soon to be used by the French Navy, packs a decade's worth of engineering into a compact unit just 91 centimeters long and 12 centimeters wide. It's designed for both passive and active sonar missions and integrates seamlessly with NH-90 helicopters. We have the Tech Torch, a game-changing tool recently adopted by the US Air Force. This small but powerful device emits a superheated jet of vaporized metal particles that burns for around 2 seconds. Capable of punching a 9mm hole through 12.7mm steel, it reaches scorching temperatures of over 2200 degrees C. And here's the kicker. It even works underwater. The Tech Torch is a perfect fit, not just for military operations, but also for rescue crews, underwater welders, and industrial teams needing precise thermal cutting capabilities. Introducing the X-188C, a high-speed armored vessel with a design that sets it apart. First,
so guys, if you're looking at this is a tank, but it's a boat. This is nuts. It's a tank, but it's a boat.
it features a catamaran-style hull, offering both speed and stability. Secondly, the original concept aimed to construct the hull from a cutting-edge composite material, claimed to be 10 times lighter and more durable than traditional steel. Third, the onboard weapon system is impressive. It was built to support a Cockerill C-1030 turret, compatible with a 105mm rifled cannon. The prototype, however, was outfitted with a 30mm Bushmaster Mark 44. Despite that, the boat can accommodate 20 Marines and reach top speeds of 74 kilometers per hour. Next up, the PL-01, a futuristic light tank that made its debut at a defense, showcased back in 2013. Unfortunately, the program was shelved just 2 years later in 2015. A real loss, considering how forward-thinking it was. Modeled on the Swedish CV9C platform, its aesthetics echoed tanks like the Leopard 2 and M1 Abrams. Its unmanned turret and 120mm cannon, capable of missile fire, were revolutionary features. The developers also pitched the PL-01 as a stealth-capable tank with an estimated top speed of 50 km/h and a maximum range of 250 km per fuel load. Unlike the PL-01, the MV3 had a much better outcome. After a 3-year development cycle, it became a fully realized success, the world's first true all-in-one anti-terror robot. It can transport up to 8 personnel and is operable via remote control at distances of up to 500 meters. While its top speed is a modest 8 km/h, it's loaded with mission-critical tools like surveillance cameras, a robotic manipulator arm, and a battering ram. The MV3's modular architecture allows it to be customized for tasks like hostage rescue or urban combat. Then there's the HDT Hunter Wolf, developed as part of the US Army's SMET program, which focused on robotic transport units. This 6-wheeled all-terrain machine is more than just a mule. It's been field-tested by the Marines and can haul payloads up to 1,000 kiloton. It runs on a hybrid system that charges while in motion, and it can act as a 15 kW robaid, or mobile generator. With autonomous following capability and a flexible framework for weapon integration, the Hunter Wolf is both a gear hauler and a battlefield companion. Another game changer is the XM214, a smart mine launcher that looks like a briefcase but packs serious firepower. Inside are 4 guided mines that can track targets within a 1 kilometer radius. If an enemy vehicle comes within 50 meters, the XM204 launches its mines vertically to strike the vehicle from above, targeting the weakest armor. Weighing just 38 kilograms, it's light enough for 2 soldiers to carry. Users can even set self-destruct timers, ranging from 4 hours to 15 days, for safety and mission flexibility. We have Gorilla, a drone designed with one purpose: casualty evacuation. The red cross markings say it all. This UAV comes equipped with vital sign monitors and real-time video comms for emotional support during transport. It can carry up to 135 kilo and cover 51 kilometers per flight. Traveling at speeds up to 86 km/h, Gorilla is deployable by a 2-person crew in just 15 minutes, making it a lifeline in crisis situations.
It is.
Let's talk about Ariane SMAT, a cutting-edge light tactical vehicle from South Korea that's grabbed the attention of the US Department of Defense. This all-electric platform is built for missions like weapon and ammo transport, casualty evacuation, and recon work. What sets it apart is its autonomous driving capabilities and its AI-powered remote weapon system. Using a neural network, it can detect enemy forces, locate the origin of gunfire, and return fire automatically. With all-wheel drive and a top speed of 34 km/h, Ariane SMAT can travel up to 100 kilometers on a single charge. Next up, a deceptively simple but genius innovation: infrared ID patches. These tags attach to uniforms and gear to help distinguish allies from enemies during nighttime operations. Beyond combat ID, they can display critical medical data like blood type or allergy info.
So this type of device is great if you're in a combat zone, because most of the time you don't even know half the guys that are there. This will help medical, this will help everything. This will reduce friendly fire casualties, and maybe the type of thing that happened to Pat Tillman won't happen to anybody else again.
They're also handy on vehicles, tents, or gear for identification and coordination. Say hello to the Svoboda Jackery M-Pack, originally designed for Finnish border troops, now a hit among hunters and hardcore outdoor enthusiasts. It's known for its extreme load capacity, up to 140 kilograms, without compromising comfort. With its ergonomic shoulder straps and removable support frame, it's built for long hauls. The 30-liter variant weighs just 1.8 kilos and goes for around $254. After 5 years of R&D, the creators of Artis delivered the most compact self-inflating life vest for maritime special forces. Tipping the scales at just 450 grams, it provides 18 kilodalton of flotation. Its discrete profile doesn't block vision or restrict movement, and the inflation mechanism can be programmed to trigger at a specific depth, time underwater, or a combo of both. Meet the T4 robot, a mid-size all-rounder designed to handle hazardous threats, chemical, biological, radiological.
Tell me this doesn't look like one of the Mars rovers.
As well as diffusing explosives. With lifelike precision, it can lift up to 55.5 kg and tackle environments like collapsed structures and icy terrain. It climbs stairs with ease, crosses shallow water, and runs for over 7 hours at speeds of up to 8 km/h. In places where roads are too damaged or tight for regular movement, military zones, disaster sites, or remote projects, modular roadways come into play. The M3H system, for example, can support up to 30 tons, even on soggy, unstable ground. Professionals can deploy up to a kilometer of these paths in just a few hours. In the video example, Austrian crews laid down a 100-meter emergency bypass in Rossbach after a local road was washed out. Looking to the future, riot and ballistic shields may evolve into foldable capsules. Inspired by origami, engineers at Brigham Young University have crafted a 25 kilos Kevlar-based shield that folds compactly but unfolds into a full protective barrier. It withstood a test fire from .337 Magnum and 44 Magnum rounds while weighing nearly half of what traditional shields do. Just imagine the use cases in police or SWAT operations. Finally, meet the EHW-200 Bison, a powerhouse recovery and towing vehicle. Designed to lift up to 14 tons, it can handle nearly any wheeled platform in need of rescue. It's equipped with up to 4 winches, front, side, and 2 on the boom, with an optional 5th for added versatility. The OSS interface displays all key stats on a color monitor, including real-time guidance on safe travels.
Talk about a tow capacity. What was you guys' favorite one that you saw? Go ahead, let me know in the comments which one you guys liked the most and which one blew your mind on what was going on. I think it is almost that time, guys. We are going to go into our random story time of the day, but first I'm going to play our Veterans Day video again because I don't think that you guys got to see it. So I want to play that video, and I want you guys to just, listen and watch and, remember.
We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I.
We meet in a quiet commemoration of an historic day of peace. In an age that threatens the survival of freedom, we join together to honor those who made our freedom possible. We recall on this occasion and on every other moment when we are faced with great responsibilities, the contribution and the sacrifice which so many men and their families have made in order to permit this country to now occupy its present position of responsibility and freedom, and in order to permit us to gather here together.
Hostilities exist. There is no blinking at the fact that our people, our territory, and our interests are in grave danger. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph.
There's no argument over the choice between peace and war, but there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay, there is a point beyond which they must not advance.
Weakness, after all, is a temptation, but strength is a declaration that cannot be misunderstood. Strength is a condition that declares actions have consequences. Strength is a prudent warning to the belligerent that aggression need not go unanswered.
I think y'all need to hear that again. Y'all need to hear that again.
Declares actions have consequences. Strength is Weakness, after all, is a temptation, but strength is a declaration that cannot be misunderstood. Strength is a condition that declares actions have consequences. Strength is a prudent warning to the belligerent that aggression need not go unanswered.
That is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. I gave you guys all of that, and what we're going to do is next is we're going to go into our chat Q&A and our random video of the day. Our random video of the day is still going to be on those effects when you go to war, when you leave, when you get deployed, or even when you're stationed in the United States away from your family. We're going to go into that next. We're going to see some stories from some people, and we're going to hear about theirs. And then we're going to get into our chat Q&A portion of the day. Who are we going to go with first? Let's go with this lady.
Guys, my nerves are through the roof right now. So this morning, my husband and I dropped our son off to the bus stop, right? Everything went well. It was his first day of school, and I had planned on going to the gym. I go to the gym on post, and for those of you guys who don't know, we are currently stationed in Fort Stewart. So we get home, my husband then leaves for work, and I stay behind editing this video, which took some time. By the time I was done, my husband messages me, do not come to the base right now. And I'm like, what do you mean? And the next.
Now, can you imagine how that would feel to know that you're in a situation where, you know, things can happen and that there are guns everywhere? Not maybe, but she get a message from her husband and her husband says, don't come to the base today. Now, I hope she's listening. We're going to find out.
Message I get from him is danger. So I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, is everything okay? And so he was taking a bit to reply. So I go ahead and I Google Fort Stewart because like, I'm like, what is happening right now? Like my anxiety was like, whew, through the roof. He then messages me back finally. But by the time he messages me back, I see online that there is an active shooter. So just the thought, just saying this out loud is just like really hard, because I'm like, I don't think anybody should be put in this situation. Like it's a very scary situation to be in. And sorry, my nerves are still like, anyway. So he texts me that he's safe and that I would probably hear about it later on. At that time, I'm like, I already know what's going on. Like, I just want to make sure that you're okay, you know? So I'm like messaging back and I'm just like, I cannot believe this is a thing that happens here in America. Like we just moved here from Germany a couple months ago, and you just keep hearing news after news about shootings and stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? Like literally my heart goes out to those who were affected here today in Fort Stewart. And I literally thank God that my husband's okay. If you think about it, I'm like, things happen for a reason. Like I was supposed to go to the gym in the morning, you know, I would have been there during the lockdown. It's not something that I just think anybody should go through. And I'm like, no matter what you are going through in life, that should never be the answer. Like taking someone's life or hurting someone should never be the answer. Now, I don't know the details of what happened on post, but all I know is that my husband was safe. Be safe out there. And literally my heart goes out to those who were affected. Guys,
man, that's a rough one right there. It really is, because I think that's one of the fears that people have all the time when they're on base. I really do. I think that if you're a military wife or a military husband, in some cases, you worry about them coming home every single day. Every single day you worry about them coming home, and you worry about what's going on there. There's been lots of incidences at bases in the United States where people never got to come back. Let's go say hit that like button. I'd like y'all to do that too. That's what's up. All right, so let me go ahead and get another one going. We can do another one, guys. We can do another one. Let's do another video. Let's see what she has to say about this.
So I'm on Facebook, right? And I'm on this page called Are We Dating the Same Guy? Military.
Well, that's where you messed up at. The first thing you messed up on is going on one of those pages.
I'm just nosy. I'm nosy, shoot. Anyways, and yeah, obviously my mom's on deployment. Yeah, I'm gonna add that page. What you talking about? I'm psycho. Anyways, why are people on there talking about where can we meet military guys? Like, where is the best place to meet military guys? Girl, you wanna volunteer for PTSD? You wanna volunteer for this life? This life is not like I think people have this impression like, "Ooh, get you a military dude because they have money."
Well, I got a question. Like, why are you in this relationship then? Like, you knew this is what it was. Why are you in this relationship? Somebody tell me, why do y'all think she's in the relationship if she don't like none of this?
And yeah, obviously, if you meet the right one, you know what I'm saying? But they got to put in years. And I'm pretty sure if you just find one on the fucking street who just got in, he ain't gonna have all that money. You got to put in that work, okay? Some of us spouses, we put in that work, okay? Hey, y'all just gonna come in here and just no. Anyways, yeah. Why are some people willingly just out there talking about working with, like, for what? Girl, there's no way. There's no way. I do not recommend. Go off and find yourself a fucking doctor. This military life comes with PTSD, comes with anxiety, comes with stress, comes with the military just ripping you out from under the foot, like doing God knows what, relocating. Y'all really don't understand this military life. Like, y'all need to stop. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie. When I met my man on Tinder, I knew he was military, and I was like, ooh, gimme. So I get it. But now being in, yo, I love my man, but I wish, in some
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, she will cheat, and she probably does.
Since he wasn't in his field, because this field is hard. I've dealt with a lot. Okay, I need therapy. Yeah, he's been in for what, 15?
I'm glad he realized
years. No, 15. No, 14. My kids are 4. Okay, 14 years. We got about 15, 16, 17, 18. 6 more years to go. Okay, so yeah, y'all ain't about this life. So stop it. Go find yourself a. I don't even know what the hell.
She tripping. Let's find us another one. How about this?
Confessions from military spouses. Husband came home early from deployment to surprise his family. He was welcomed home with another man living in his house with his wife and children. He got all the evidence he needed and started the divorce process. Before the divorce was finalized, they reconciled. So they're now back together, one big happy family. Well, a couple years
That was his first mistake.
later, the guy shows up at their door, and so the husband shoots him on sight. This went to trial, but he was acquitted because of Castle Doctrine. The lady had been advertising and posting about her chocolate bar business. Keep in mind, she has no papers or licenses for this. Well, after some time, she posts about having a mice infestation in her kitchen, in her oven, in her dishwasher, just all over this kitchen. All while still actively advertising her business and talking about how she's going to be at a vendor event. Multiple people reported her, and now she's upset because she's been reported to base and the health department. The kicker is, instead of, thinking it could be because of the mice and her advertising all about this, she believes it's another spouse with another similar type of business trying to take her down. A wife decided to share the homecoming dates of her husband. She decided to share them in this group chat since it technically wasn't a public Facebook group. Someone did report her and they got in trouble, but the deployment got pushed back, so not everyone's mad at her. Rightfully so. Confessions from military spouses.
Man, that's crazy. I think we done with that one, y'all. We got the question of the day. We done with that one. We can't do that one no more. We can't do any of that no more. Hey, military spouses, do y'all things. Do y'all things, military spouses. Our question of the day is going to be pretty simple. It's a question from Uncle Plug, I believe. I guess I'll type it in myself, and then we'll get it going. Question of the day by Uncle Plug is, what did you sacrifice to be where you are today? And would you do it again to do it better? Uncle Plug TV. Uncle Plug TV said, "What did you sacrifice?" I hadn't spelled it right. Whatever. What did you sacrifice to be where you are today, and would you do it again to do it better? Uncle Plug TV. Me personally, I would say that I sacrificed a lot of my hopes, a lot of my dreams, and a lot of my goals to pick up new goals, new hopes, and new dreams. I sacrificed my childhood. I sacrificed my free time. I sacrificed partying. I sacrificed a lot of things, in my youth and in my free time to be a better person, in my opinion. In a lot of instances, yes, I would do it again. In some instances, no, I would never do it again. But you live and you learn. I believe that I am somebody who learns from my mistakes. I do not like making the same mistakes more than once. And if I was to go about my life and do certain things again, there's a lot of things that I would cut out. If we're going to be painstakingly honest, I would cut out my pursuit of women, a relationship, being married, having families. I would cut that out. Did I want a family? Yeah, I did. Did I want to be married? Yeah, I did. Did I want the white picket fence and the big old house and the green grass and the 2.5 cars and the 2.5 kids plus? Yes, I did. I would cut it out though. I'm a firm believer that sometimes you have to sacrifice the dream for the dream. The journey that you go on to get to the destination that you're at is usually long, and hindsight is 2020. So I can't say whether or not there are some things that I would never do again, but there are plenty of things that I can definitely say that I would never do it again. But all in all, my sacrifices have been worth it in my life. And all in all, I think that the things that I've had to sacrifice made me a better person. I think they made me a much more introspective person. And I think that I judge people on a different scale. I wouldn't say less, but I would say I judge people on a different scale based upon the things that I've experienced. And I do believe that without going through some of the experiences that I had, I wouldn't be able to do that. And I'd probably be just like every other person who never experienced those things. I don't think that my judgment level would be as sound as it is today without necessarily going through some of the stuff that I had to go through. I do think that over time, you start to see things and they change light. I like to say they change color in your eyes, based upon where you were standing. That's called perspective. I gained a different perspective on a lot of things in life because of some of my fails. I gained a different perspective on my life because of a lot of my wins. And I gained a different perspective on my life based upon where I was standing at, when I was standing there, and at what time. So yeah, I think I would sacrifice a lot of things. Again, I would sacrifice even more, to be honest, to get to the desired goals that I wanted to get to. I've been on YouTube now for years. I've been on YouTube since I want to say 2006 or 7. Yeah, I want to say 2006 and or 7. I've been on YouTube and I've been watching YouTube videos and I've been making YouTube videos. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys a YouTube video that I made during my original enlistment. How about that? This is right when I enlisted. I was a kid, and I was a big fan of the glow sticking craze. Let me see if I can find it. It is the So it is this. Yeah, this is one of my original videos. Let's see what else I had on this page. This is one of my original videos. I'll show you two of them. This was 18 years ago. This is 18 years ago, me at a dance competition, and we put on a show that day. This is 18 years ago, my first YouTube video. I'll see if right here in the middle. Obviously, the video quality is low because this was 18 years ago and shot on a cell phone, but I was having a good time. This routine was wild. And then I start something crazy. As you guys are about to see, I brought something new that they had never seen before 18 years ago. Everybody's having a good time. I jumped off the stage. I remember this like it was yesterday. And then starts my light show. I was having a great time. That was the end of that one. I threw him into the crowd, and we had a good time. You say we had a real good time. I'm going to show y'all another one from so many years ago. There we go. This was right when if it plays, yeah. I got on some PT pants if y'all can recognize that little old school emblem from the Air Force. Those are the PT sweats we had back in the day. If y'all know anything about my glow stick, and I'm a big fan of Boy Art from the Flow Arts, and I got a whole lot of musical talents when it comes to that stuff, as well as DJing. I look back at that time and I say, man, there were so many things that I could have done with my life, and there's a lot of things that I did do in my life, and I guess you can say I'm proud of almost all of them. You know, I don't know if I could do that anymore. I mean, some of these tricks I can still do, but I don't think I can do that anymore. I can still do that. Still do that, but like I don't know if my arms work that way anymore. I've had a lot of injuries since then. I know I can't do this anymore. I still don't even know how I did it in the first place. It worked out great. I was even surprised in the video. So yeah, that's some old school stuff that I used to do. That was fun. You saw us go. Yeah, you saw us go. Yeah, let's go. I appreciate that. Man, some of those, man, that brings back some memories. Over 18 years for some of those, and I gotta say, it's been a long time coming. So, I mean, to answer your question, yeah, I would do a lot of the same things all over again. And a lot of the things I wouldn't do ever again. But I would definitely do it better. So, with that being said, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. I am Tez. This has been 24. I'm 24. Not years old, but I'm 24. This is the Tez Down. Sports Unscripted. Culture Unfiltered. I'll see you guys in another 24.